Hey guys, today's video is gonna be 24 words of advice as a newly 24-year-old. If y'all don't know, I just turned 24 last December, about like 3 weeks ago. Crazy how time flies, and now I'm 24, which is really crazy to even think about because I remember just being 18, graduating high school, and here I am about to be 25 this year, but at the end of it, of course. So I made a cute little list for you guys talking about 24 words of advice that I would give to anybody watching, anybody older, anybody younger. I feel like anybody could really use these words of advice because you never know what people are going through. So let's get started. All right, so my number one word of advice is tomorrow is not promised. Act in the present and do things now, because I feel like a lot of people put things off. I'll start tomorrow. Like working out and going to the gym is a perfect example of people that always want to be like, I'll start tomorrow. Why not do things now? And I've been really trying to teach myself to really do things now. Every time I have that mentality like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, get it done tomorrow, in that moment I've been trying to really like get up literally in that moment and do whatever I said was gonna do for tomorrow. Like for example, trying to work out, instead of saying, oh, I'll start it tomorrow, make time today to get it done. The second thing I want to say is no one is coming to save you. What I mean by that is you have to really adapt in life to that no one is coming to save you mentality, and really remember that, because I feel like a lot of people get stuck on wanting others to help them for any little thing in life, and that's not always a bad thing, but it's important to remember that no one is literally coming to save you, and you need to do things yourself as well as get things done yourself. You know, when it comes to the career you want to do, getting your own place, getting your own house, starting a new job, those are things that you have to really do for yourself, and you cannot always wait for a handout from anybody, and you always have to get it done. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to think like that, but I feel like you really have to, or you're just gonna go in life, and who wants to do that? The third thing I want to say is there is so much more to life than relationships. I feel like this is a perfect thing to advise people, because I feel like especially on social media, everybody's so worried about finding a partner, and yes, that's one of our goals in life, but I feel like there's so much more to life to really focus on, prioritize over a relationship every few seconds. Literally, like, people will get out of a long-term relationship, or they'll stop talking to somebody and they're already like ready for the next person. And that just goes to say that I feel like there's so much more to life than depending on relationships. I feel like a lot of people just focus so much on having babies and their relationship, and that's literally it. And like, where's everything else, you know? My fourth thing I want to say is the world keeps spinning. The world doesn't just stop for you, and I feel like people need to understand that mentality more and be more mindful of that. This kind of backups the no one is coming to save you advice that I would give, because like a lot of people are very selfish. A lot of people are very dramatic, and they act in a way that when things are going wrong in their life, that they feel like everything should just stop just for them. My advice for that is to like literally be more mindful that the world doesn't just stop for you, and you need to be more mindful of everything around you. Like basically the world keeps spinning. It's basically like becoming more mature on how you handle situations versus wanting the world to just stop for you, because the world don't stop for nobody, honey. Like, not even me, not my dogs, not you, your mom, nobody. The president, Donald Trump, nobody. And as much as we want to pause the world, because I would love to pause the world and fix that problem right now, then and there, it doesn't. And it's just a perfect way to help you mature on how you handle situations positively. I don't know, take what you will from that. Number 5 is people are battling hidden agendas we don't know about, and be more kind. I feel like this is very self-explanatory, because you never know what somebody's going through, and I feel like a lot of people are so selfish nowadays that they tend to overpass that, and I feel like people really need to be more mindful about things. Yes, a lot of people can be nasty and rude towards one another, and that will make us want to like like want to fight them? Of course. I feel like just handling things in a more positive light, knowing such as people are battling hidden agendas we don't know about, it just helps solve issues way more better and improves our mindset. For example, you're driving to work and the person in front of you cuts you off, or there was a person that cut you off. What do we want to do? We want to honk, we want to rage bait, we want to fight them, we want to curse them out, stick the middle fingers up. You literally don't know what happened to that person that even made them want to do that, or if it was the other way around, or somebody at work might not be having a good day and that makes you want to like curse them out. I don't know, I'm a Sagittarius. But honestly, like the best way is just to ignore people and just keep doing you, move on, don't dwell on it, don't take it personal. I try not to take things personal, and I feel like the way I view things is so much more better. It has definitely helped me a lot. I think we are on number 6. One bad day does not equal a bad life. This is also self-explanatory. I feel like a lot of people have one bad thing happen and it's like immediately filled with anger. I feel like life is meant to be always up and down. Like it's not always meant to be perfect, otherwise the world would literally be perfect, everybody would be perfect, but it's just not. Just because you had a bad moment, a bad day, a bad morning doesn't mean your life is crap. I hate when people would be like, oh, my life is terrible. Like, no, it's not. Your mentality is, and you need to fix it, honestly. Like, life is not perfect. You need to just realize that things are always going to be good and things are also going to come and go and probably be bad, and that's it. That's just life. You have to keep it going. You have to find solutions. You have to learn how to fix things. You know, it's just like our emotions. We're not always going to be happy all the time. We're going to be sad, angry, crying, happy, ecstatic, you name it, surprised, everything. Like it's not always going to be perfect, otherwise the world would literally be perfect. Number 7, life is truly what you make it. And what I mean by that is your effort that you put in everyday life that can help you improve, decrease, increase in positivity, negativity. What are you doing in your daily life that is setting you up for anything? Number 8 is one of my top favorites of everything in the whole wide world. It is being thankful for everything you have, and I mean that literally every single day, if not most of the times. I know we're not perfect. We're not going to remember to pray. We're not going to remember to thank God every single day. I know I don't, because we're all human and we have lives, you know, we do things. But I feel like just being thankful and giving that gratitude to the universe or God, whoever you may believe in, is very important, at least every day, or almost every day, at least once when you wake up or go to bed. I feel like it is so important to really give that thanks and gratitude, because you're showing that you are very appreciative of what you have. I'm not talking about materialistic things, even though yes, it is also good to be thankful for that and show thankfulness, but it's more so just the fact that you're even watching this video right now. You're breathing, you're not in the hospital, you have food in the fridge, you woke up today, most importantly, you have a job, you have legs, you have arms, you have hands. Like just being thankful for everything like that, and even just being like, oh, thank you God for my car, my job, while driving to work. It makes such a big difference, especially in how you think, and I feel like doing that also helps the universe to also return that thankfulness as well right back to you. Number 9 is valuing your independency. You don't always need somebody around, and sometimes it is better to just have your alone time. I feel like a lot of people depend on having somebody around all the time, and this goes back to there's more to life than always being in a relationship or always be worried about a relationship. Because like for me, for example, I am very independent. I was raised like that, and I really stood stern into that type of person. Now that I'm older, like I've always been the same throughout high school, very to myself. And I feel like a lot of people, especially my age, like it's okay to be alone. It's okay to do things alone. You don't always need somebody around, and to really value our independency, because I feel like a lot of people, they always want to do something with somebody, although that's not the problem. The problem is when you just can't be alone and you're always depending on somebody to be there for you. And I feel like it's good to do the opposite, because it really teaches you that you can do things alone without always needing somebody around. I feel like that's also self-explanatory as well. Like, for example, when we think of vacation, what do we think of? A group of people. Although it's not bad, yes, it is very fun, but I feel like a lot of people wait or miss out on things because they're always waiting for that person to be around, that relationship, that friendship, friend group, family. Just do things alone, and I feel like you guys will be a lot more happier. But I know a lot of people tend to handle things differently, so it is easier for others than others. Everyone's path is different for number 10. Not everyone is meant to do the same exact things in life. I feel like a lot of people stress about this because everybody is so worried about what the next person is doing that they forget to plan their own life, and everybody is always following the latest trends. So that's why I go to say everyone's path is different. You have to really understand and realize that your life is not going to be like that person on Instagram that you keep watching every single day, or that famous YouTuber that you keep watching hoping that your life could be just like theirs. Even though there may be similarities, you have to remember that your life is specifically personalized to you and their life is them. Although it is normal and okay to see something and be like, dang, I want that too. But you have to also remember that your life is your life, and you have your whole book planned out the way that it's intended to. So not to get caught up in other people's life, but to really remember that your path is your path and everybody else's path is their path. Number 11, people and things aren't always meant to stay permanently in your life. Sometimes they are thrown in our life to teach us things and show us right from wrong. I also feel like this one is very important because a lot of us, we want things to stay the same in our life forever, such as relationships, friendships, and I've literally realized that it's okay for things to end. It's okay for friendships to fail, to end, for that person to get out your life or ghost you or cut you off. That's totally fine. And I feel like that's part of everything happens for a reason type of thing. Like, your life happens the way it happens because it's meant to happen that way. And that's one thing also I also really am realizing, like, just because you were in a relationship for somebody with somebody for like 2-3 years doesn't mean they're gonna stay in your life forever, and that's literally okay. I feel like life throws stuff at us so they could teach us on why we're going through what we're going through at the moment. And like, I'm literally so, I also feel like everything happens for a reason. So if that friendship failed, there's a reason for that. Like, it was probably, and one thing I do now as well, for example, if I got a relationship with somebody, right, and then it ended, obviously we're gonna be sad about it, of course, and we're gonna look back on what went wrong, why didn't it last, why didn't it keep going. But you have to also think, like, what did I learn from that situation? What did that situation teach me? What did, like, why did I even go through that? Like, what has it taught me? And that's how I really get through everything in life, is because I just think back on situations. What did this teach me for the future? What am I gonna not let happen? What am I gonna prevent for the future based off of this one event in my life, Number 12, saying that's just how I am as an excuse. I feel like so many people, especially older people, they are very comfortable with saying that term. I really don't mess with it because I feel like every day we get a chance to wake up and change any bad habits, any toxicity we may have. And I feel like a lot of people just are very stern in where they're at and they don't want to change, and they just be like, oh, that's just how I am. Well, you're basically saying, oh, I have the ability to change, but I'm just staying stuck in one spot. And I think that's not good at all. Number 13, someone else's baggage is not your responsibility. Just because someone is always going through a rough patch doesn't mean you always need to save the day. Sometimes people do put themselves in situations at their own fault. And this is facts. I don't care. Argue with your mom. Now, when I say this, I'm not talking about somebody who's genuinely going through a rough time. I'm not saying you shouldn't sweep in and make them feel better, but I am talking about those that, like, for example, a relationship, your partner is always like putting you through dirt You don't always need to save the day if that's the case. Like, you need to recognize pure toxicity over actual being there for somebody. And a lot of the times too, people will drag the good kind-hearted people into their drama, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. We all have our own lives to live. We all have our own negativity and issues that we also need to take care of. So don't lose yourself in taking care of someone else's bullcrap. Number 14, going to college doesn't always mean success nor failure. There are plenty of people who have been so successful without college and who also failed without college. It's all about you, your pathway, and your goals you want to specifically accomplish. This is also self-explanatory. I feel like a lot of people are too worked over themselves about this. I definitely have worked myself over this topic because I didn't know if I really wanted to go to nail school or go to college. Literally not that long ago, I even thought about going back to college after successfully going to nail school. But then ever since I was younger, I always wanted to be a full-time content creator, so on YouTube. So it just, there's so many pathways in life that you could take. You don't always need college. You can definitely go to college, be successful, or you could go to college and fail. Just because you go doesn't mean positive nor negativity. It's all about you and, again, the work you put in. Number 15 is to not let anger consume you. I feel like this is a huge one because a lot of people nowadays are so angry in life and everything, that's literally what they resort to every single day, any situation, or they're just pure negative. So that's for y'all. It is perfectly normal to feel anger or be upset about something, so we all have emotions and we're humans. But do not allow things to completely take over your whole mood just because one small thing that went wrong or one person made you upset. By the way, everything I'm reading is what I type. Like, when people say that just ruined my whole morning or that just ruined my whole day, why do you let it ruin your whole day when you literally cannot? Number 16, break your routine. I am definitely learning this a lot more now that I am 24, but I've been new this. Break your routine, develop new hobbies, new skills, try new things, and go out more. Yes, being a homebody is always a great thing, but life is too short to be staying in routine when there is so much more to explore out there. This is one of my favorite ones because I feel like so many people just go to work, go home, go to the grocery store, get gas, go to work, sleep, play the game. Go out, explore, go into nature, go book that trip you always been wanting to, go book that new country trip you always been wanting, try that new food, buy a Stanley Cup if you never bought one, buy that camera, start vlogging, go to that museum, date that boy, just go do new things, try new things. Like, it's not that deep. Number 17 is do not take advice from people you wouldn't want to trade lives with. This one is very good because I feel like, yes, it might be good to see different perspectives, but it's more smarter to take advice from someone you would love to switch places with rather than somebody you wouldn't dare to want to be in their same shoes. This is also something I'm starting to like realize more as well, because I don't be scared. I be asking everybody for advice in any type of situation in my life. But one thing I'm starting to notice and realize more is I need to ask people that are actually doing really good in those situations that I should be taking advice from, and not just anybody. But it is very good to see different perspectives. That definitely helps a lot. But I do think it's very smart on who you ask advice for, because it just says a lot. Like, why would I be listening to somebody who for advice that they either might not take themselves or wouldn't do themselves? Number 18, it's okay to feel stuck no matter what age you are. You're not gonna have your life all planned out at 18, nor 22, nor me at 24, or even 35 or 47. You can always change or start new things at any age, and life isn't written out for you to just read and do as it says like a book. You have to be the one to find out what works out for you. This is perfect because I feel like a lot of people are stuck, and that's completely an okay feeling, but don't let it consume you. Like, just realize that it's okay to feel that way and you're gonna get through it. And there's always, like, you know that saying, oh, after every storm comes the sunshine, vice versa. It's gonna pass and you'll be all right. Number 19, be more mindful and be more kind. This is kind of to the one that I said in the beginning. I forgot which one it was. I feel like a lot of people are so angry nowadays that nobody remembers or knows how to be kind anymore. Be more kind and mindful to that animal Animal crossing the street. I cannot talk. Be more mindful and kind to the pets you have in your home, to the homeless people you see out of fast food places and anywhere else on the streets. Be more caring towards nature and think about those around you and how what you do can affect others negatively and even positively. For example, I go to Wawa all the time. There's always homeless people sitting out there and they're always asked for change. I never carry change, but I feel like it's just more important. Just be mindful, help people. Like, don't be scared to help somebody that may need it, you know. And I literally thought the next time I want to probably buy food for them, you know, do stuff like that, like help animals. If there's animals on the street, freaking help them. Like, why are you gonna just drive past them? Like, do something, make a difference in the world. Like, don't be scared to just be kind. I feel like so many people lack that nowadays and nobody knows or even wants to just do that, and it's just so sad. Number 20, every step in your life is leading you to where exactly you need to be. And this is basically everything happens for a reason, and I feel like this is definitely true. Everything on what I'm saying is like kind of going together. It's funny, it all makes sense. Basically everything happens in your life the way that it's meant to. You were meant to go through that breakup, you were meant to go to school, you were meant to go to school, graduate, and then possibly you want to change your future years later. You were meant to be sitting here right now watching this video. I was meant to be doing this video here. You know, they didn't have your Starbucks order. They didn't have that ingredient for your Starbucks order. Maybe that was a sign. Maybe the manufacturer or wherever it came from was gonna be stale. It was gonna be expired, and luckily you didn't drink it. You know, maybe you were supposed to go to work today, but your car broke down. Your car wasn't starting. Maybe that's a sign. Who knows what was gonna happen at work? Like, everything truly happens for a reason, and I am definitely a firm believer of that. I take everything as a sign. Don't play. That person didn't stay in your life. Cool, that was a sign. Who knows what you would have endured dealing with them in the long run. 21, patience is key. I have definitely learned this growing up. I feel like I've not mastered, but I'm doing so much better with patience, and I can definitely be a very impatient girl. Once you master patience, like, everything flows so much better and easier. Like, and I'm talking about not always just, oh, these people are taking forever to get my food. Like, no, be patient, wait the damn line and wait for your food. Or be patient, I want to buy a house for myself. You know, I thought about going back to school, but I'm like, 2 or 4 more years of schooling. Be patient, ride that wave out, and you'll be where you want to be. Also too, that saying where it's like everything meant to last won't come easy, and everything that comes easy won't last. Okay, number 22, this one is a big one. Stop comparing your life to others you see on social media. This one is very important because I feel like nowadays it is so easy to get worked up on seeing other people on social media and comparing it to our life. Let's be real, people are gonna post things that are the best parts of their life. If somebody's depressed, they're not gonna really post that or show that. People on social media, they always post the good, so you never, like I said, you never know where people they're going through behind scenes, behind those posts you see. Everybody could look happy. Somebody could post a relationship and be getting cheated on, but you would never know because you think they're so happy. It's very important to not compare your life to people you see on social media because you never know what they're going through. You know, it can definitely all be a facade, fake for sure, and just focus on reality. Focus on you, focus on reality, your life. Like me, I'm not gonna post the bad parts about my life. Why would I do that? Why would anybody do that? Somebody could post a stack of money and have $0 in their bank account. That pic could be from 2014. It's 2026 now. Like, don't believe the internet. 23, become someone you want others to be. This is basically like, become somebody that you wish today's world had more of. Like me, for example, I try to be a lot more respectful, more kind. I try to be there for everybody as best as I could. I try to be nice to animals, respect nature, respect the world, drive safe. Be someone you'd love to be romantically involved with. Become somebody you would want to have as a friend. Become somebody that you would love to have as a family member. And to view things like that, it really does make a difference because it just makes you think like, why am I being this nasty, toxic person if I don't like nasty, toxic people? So that's why I say become somebody that you would want others to be. What does this world need more of? become that. And number 24, as the finale, stop dwelling on the past. This is something that I'm still working through because I love to be that what if girl. Like, what if this happened? You know, maybe if I didn't do this, they'd still be talking to me. Maybe if this didn't happen, they would still be in my life. But stop dwelling on the past. You have to literally think, stop dwelling on the past and just keep moving forward, keep moving on. Because at the end of the day, things happen for a reason. So, and one thing is, the past cannot be changed anyways. So no matter how much we dwell on it and overthink and keep replaying situations, we have to remember that the past literally cannot ever change. It's done. What's done is done. We can't go back. All we can do is focus on the future and the present, of course, prevent things from happening or changing scenarios in the future before they even happen. So yeah guys, that is my 24 words of advice as a 24-year-old, newly 24-year-old. Of course, there is so much more that I can really say, but for this video I'm gonna do 24. Honestly, I feel like I've lived a whole lot. I really only have lived 24 years. It's really crazy. I know a lot of people can say the same, that they think like that. Imagine being 100 and 100 pieces of words of advice for everybody. Like, I can't wait to see what I would say then. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys truly can take a lot of these words of advice and maybe change it in your routine or stick with it, and I hope it sticks with you. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 followers, or subscribers I should say. It is a new year, new blessings, new positivity, new goals, everything. Don't forget to comment your favorite words of advice I mentioned, your favorite part of the video, what you resonate with, what's your favorite, which one you're gonna start doing. I'd love to read all your comments, and I do see all comments, by the way, every single platform I have. My Instagram is Jaiyoncey, YouTube Jaiyoncey. My TikTok is Jaiyoncey with 2 eyes. They banned my last one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.